energy. So I am so excited for this. This session is all about helping you get to that next level, that 2.0, whatever your word of the year is, just helping you get there. And some of the things that could be holding you back. So think about, well, actually, you know what? This session is going to be powerful. It might be a little bit thought-provoking, and it's definitely going to be a little bit interactive if you know me. So let's get stuck in. So I've seen some familiar names here. If you're new to my world, my name's Meeta Darji. I'm award-winning speaker, and mindset transformation is really my superpower. I do that through a technique called EFT tapping, which you will learn all about shortly. But really, and that's my one thing. That's what I'm known for, the crazy tapping lady, woo-woo Meeta. That's how everybody knows me. But I'm also a health coach. Some people don't know that about me. And I also spent 12 years in the PR industry in the corporate world. So I do take my tapping into the corporate world as well. And yes, some people are a bit skeptical, but I love it. So that's what I'm all about. And two areas that I feel really, really passionate about where this technique could really help is on money mindset and visibility and finding your voice. And I feel really strongly about that, especially as a mum of two girls, especially with women, and helping them as business owners in the workplace with their money mindset and with their visibility. So let's get going. So this might be a little bit controversial, it might be a little bit thought-provoking, but as business women, everybody in the room today, in this virtual meeting room, you're very, very highly skilled, so talented. Gosh, some of the speakers today, so incredibly talented, so hardworking, but we have this knack of holding ourselves back. And that might be in the way of raising your prices, that might be in the way of posting boldly on social media, or just being visible or putting yourself out there. Now, if this resonates with anyone, please put your hand up, your virtual hand up, give me some hearts, give me some likes. If you can resonate with that whole, I shouldn't put my pricing up, I feel difficult asking for money, it all just feels very, very uncomfortable, and we feel it in the body. And we talked about this, somebody brought it up early, is that the body is always listening and the body keeps the score. So here's one thing, rarely is that about your capabilities, rarely is that about your inner confidence. It's where is that coming from? It's from our nervous system, but also our subconscious mind that has picked up on programming that we may have grew up with. So we carry these stories from our younger selves, and there's a little girl, and there certainly is a little girl, and actually that picture should have been a little girl that was me, but technology wouldn't allow me. So but there's a little girl in you that maybe learned to stay small, to play it safe, to not rock the boat, and she learned that being visible might bring her judgment, might bring conflict, and might bring rejection. And that is definitely something that I can relate to, in especially with my money mindset. So when I set up my business, I had this wonderful tool that was really life-changing for me, and helped me get through a really, really dark time, depression, suicidal thoughts, anxiety after a car accident. It feels an amazing moment to be here today. But I had those blocks within me, and I really, really, really struggled. But I had this superpower and I wanted to share it with the world. But I struggled. I struggled to put myself out there. I struggled to even price my worth. And I couldn't think why until I started doing this work. And I very quickly realized, somebody asked me, and I think I did some training, what were the money stories that what were the money stories that you grew up with? So I want you to just take a moment, maybe pop it in the chat box. I can't always see the chat box from the screen, but what are some of those stories that you might have grown up with around money? Money doesn't grow on trees. What did you hear growing up? Rich people are arrogant, or they're not nice people, or we can't afford that, or a big one for me was that women aren't good managers of money. And that created a whole belief system. And we were talking about limiting beliefs that holding us back. So I can't see all of the chat box, but this is the programming that we've had. And I want you to now just think about when you're making those decisions now, potentially in your business, are you making it from the current you, or are you making it from that younger version of you? So maybe think about that next 2026 you, that 2.0 version. Maybe she's more visible, maybe she's more confident, maybe she's stepping into her worth and her value. And maybe that feels really, really exciting, but also that might feel quite scary, and we might feel like we're holding ourselves back, or we might feel that we're procrastinating. Now, I want you to just lean into that discomfort. That discomfort is okay. It doesn't mean that we're in any kind of danger. It's just a signal that we are up leveling. So I want you to have a think about that. Now, can we do anything about this? I'm talking about this programming in our head. Can we change it? And the answer is yes, we absolutely can. And we're going to have a go today with this very, very strange looking technique that is called EFT, or it stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, or tapping as it is most commonly known. Now, in its very simple terms, this is a science-backed technique that can literally rewire your brain in a matter of minutes. It can really bring cortisol levels down and anxiety down. So if you think about all of those times as a business owner where you're coming from that fear-based state, then this can be really, really helpful. And money mindset is a really, really powerful way to use this. So I had a group program that I launched last year now. It was a pilot and it was super successful. I think there might be a couple of people here that were part of that, but super successful. So that is what we're going to be practicing today. Hands up if you've practiced EFT tapping before. I'm not going to get too much into the science of it because I want to get straight into it. So first of all, we've been sat at our desks for quite a while now. Before we begin, maybe just shaking your hands. We've been all about the energy, so I just want to shake up your energy, get that energy flowing, get that energy moving. And we're going to be very, very intentional here. So once we've moved across some of that energy, maybe sitting in your seat, grounding yourself, feeling yourself in that chair. And we're going to begin just with a very quick eyes closed exercise. So if I can get everybody to close their eyes for me. And for a moment, I want you to just imagine any resistance that you might feel, anything that you feel holds you back, that might say, don't post that, don't ask for more money. What are those belief systems that come up for you that you think may be stopping you? And then I want you to notice the emotions that you might feel around being visible and your money mindset. Sometimes it's shame, sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's guilt. What are the emotions that come up for you? And then I want you to think about where you hold this in the body. Is there somewhere in the body that you hold on to these beliefs? We're just paying attention here, guys. Good. So with our eyes closed, I just want you, as all of that is coming to the surface, I just want you to picture that younger version of you, the one that maybe learned to stay quiet or might be holding herself back, or maybe shrinking to stay safe. Whatever she's carrying, just notice the stories, the pressure, the responsibility. And I just want you to imagine telling her now to let it all go and tell her that I've got this. And then saying to your current self and giving yourself permission to maybe just let go. And it's safe to do so. And then we're going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Maybe just do another one of those for me, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. And then we're going to open our eyes. And we're going to do a really, really rapid short tapping sequence to shift some of these blocks, to shift some of that energy so that you feel the difference. So we're going to begin by tapping at the eyebrow point. This is going to feel a little weird. It might feel a little strange, but I'm going to invite you to just have an open mind and tap with me. The next point is tapping at the side of the eye, where you feel a little bone at the end of your eyebrow. Underneath the eye. So again, you'll feel a bone underneath your eye. And we're not going to do all of the points. We're just going to do the face points today because we're going to run out of time. Underneath the nose and then the chin point. That's going to be our sequence. So we're going to start again at the eyebrow and you're just going to tap where I tap and you're going to repeat after me. So starting here and just repeating out loud, or if it's not possible, in your mind. Even though I hold these money blocks, maybe fears around being seen or charging my worth, I choose right now to feel safe and grounded. I choose to release the old patterns, the programming and my money stories, any fears or doubts that I'm holding on to, and all of the emotions. Maybe I feel it in my body and it feels uncomfortable. But I'm telling my nervous system now that it's safe to let this all go. Good. And staying here, we're just going to take a nice deep breath in and out through the mouth. Good. And we're going to end with some empowering affirmations. So if you can say these out loud, really say them with some conviction. We're going to stay at this point throughout. So if you want to close your eyes and say these out loud, that's fine too. Right here and right now, I choose to stop playing small. I align with that 2.0 version of me. Confident, visible, and grounded. It's safe for me to be seen. It's safe for me to be heard. I choose to align with that version of me now. Because my past no longer dictates my future. And my nervous system is aligning with the woman I'm becoming. Because when I change my thoughts, I change my reality. And I am the author of my story. Lovely. You can release the tapping. Place your hands over your heart. Take a moment to close your eyes. Just pause and let that land. Notice what it feels like in your body. Maybe you feel a bit more grounded, a bit calmer. Just notice. Just regulating that nervous system to get you in alignment into that next level you. And I want you to just close with a moment of gratitude. Gratitude has come up today in so many of the sessions, but taking that moment to celebrate you and your journey so far. There's no beating ourselves up. Celebrate the lessons that you've learned, celebrate your achievements with that kindness and that compassion. And then just visualize that next version of you. Good. Take a deep breath, ladies, and when you're ready, opening your eyes. Lovely. I'm going to leave you with a very quick framework that I use, which is an acronym for the word align, and that's come up again today so many times too. It's a step-by-step process, so I'll whiz you through it, but it inevitably it stands for the A is the acknowledge, which is what we've done today, is acknowledging that there's something coming up, the fear that's driving these decisions. Where is it coming from? What are the roots of it? The L is around lowering the cortisol in the body, because when we're making fear-based decisions, we are generally feeling them in the body. So what can you do to regulate? Using your breath, using tapping, of course, which will stop you reacting or even stop you procrastinating. When we've done that, we can identify with that next level. What does she look like? How does she show up? What rooms is she putting herself in? And then get visible. From that space, we can take that bold action. It feels easier to do so. We feel more motivated because we've calmed that nervous system. We've done that rewiring. And then N for normalize. Normalize feeling the discomfort. Normalize feeling the up leveling. We all feel it. And I go through this very process every few months with myself as well. We're all working in progress. So when you do that, that will help you, and it just gives you a really, really lovely framework. So that's it from me, guys. I hope that you got something from that and you enjoyed that. It was a real snippet into the world of tapping. But if you did and you really enjoyed that, at the end of the month, I'm doing a 3-day neural rewiring experience. It is over 3 hours of training and tapping activations. You can click on that QR code, which will get you into my community, and I can send you the details. But it's at the end of the month. It's $4.99. It's cheaper than a coffee. So if you liked that, then please scan that QR code and just connect with me, guys. I'd love to hear what you thought. Good, bad, ugly. I'm here for it all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Meeta. We've got just a couple of minutes for questions. If anybody's got a question, please drop it into the chat. How many times do you think people should do this exercise? Is it a daily ritual, or is it a couple of times a day, or once a week?
I use it as a daily ritual. Not that you want to add even more things to your rituals of the day. So I would say, tag it onto something else that you're already doing. While the kettle's boiling, I do mine when I'm in the shower, walking around the house. It's just something that you can do. It brings you back to equilibrium. And I didn't get into the science of it, but it does lower the cortisol level. So it's really good to kind of bring you back to baseline. So even a couple of minutes every day, you'll start feeling the difference in your mind and your body.
And I think Jacqueline said just tap it, add it on to when you've got your hair conditioner on, when you wash your hair.
Yeah,
Something it's adding it. It's habit stacking, isn't it? It's just tapping it on to something else. Excuse
exactly.
the pun.
Yes.
Any questions in the chat box for Meeta? There's some comments, and somebody said here they're going to add it to their morning meditation, habit stacking. There's loads of lovely comments in here. Please go back and read them. That's absolutely fantastic, Meeta, and thank you for sharing that with us. And I think sometimes we don't think to actually stop and do these things when we're already doing something else, and it can just be so easy. It's what would you say is the optimum time to do that? I know you didn't do all the tapping points, because I've seen this before, and we've got shoulders and we've got collarbones and things like that. So and obviously people can connect to you for more of that, but what would you say is the time? We've talked about how often, but how long should that tapping exercise take, really?
So it depends what you're working through. But if you feel like, I'll give you an example. If you're making a decision, or you feel, we've talked a lot about energy and your energy just feels a little bit off, it is called EFT. So tune into the emotions that are coming up for you. Do I feel angry? Do I feel sad? And literally just tapping through the points, saying, I feel angry. I feel angry because he said, she said this happened. Literally within, I think 4 or 5 minutes, you can start to feel that difference. So yeah, obviously we can delve a lot deeper when we go one-to-one, and we can really work through those beliefs. But as a self-regulating tool, 5 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you, Meeta Darji.
Thank you very much.